A year ago, TCU was showered in confetti as unbeaten Rose Bowl champs, but their star quarterback went off to the NFL. Do it now became Gary Patterson's message. The 2011 Frogs did just that. Skeptics be gone. This team went to Boise and conquered the blue turf and took yet another conference title. Meanwhile, in the WAC, a new top dog emerged. Sonny Dykes took his brand of football to Louisiana Tech and claimed a crown. Now, here in Southern California, the Bulldogs' postseason glory will be challenged. It's two conference champs here in the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl right now. Snapdragon Stadium, the temporary name for what you've come to know through the years as Qualcomm Stadium, home to our bowl game tonight. A beautiful late afternoon here in San Diego as TCU readies for this clash of two conference champs. Of course, TCU went unbeaten through the Mountain West. Louisiana Tech riding a 7-game win streak, a WAC title, and coming into this West Coast bowl game with momentum. And good evening to you, everybody. Glad you're with us. Joe Tessitore alongside Lou Holtz and Mark May. TCU's Gary Patterson may be one of the most accomplished, if not respected, coaches over the past decade, and you could make a strong argument that he actually did one of his finest jobs this year because he had to replace so many key players, including his quarterback, Mark.
And that quarterback was Andy Dalton, the winningest coach in TCU history, but the replacement, KC Paul Hall, did a terrific job of running this offense for TCU. The big fella at 6'5" can run with the football, but he's got terrific feet, can roll out of the pocket and make plays. And I love his accuracy out of the pocket. At 6'5", can drop it right down the chimney to his wide receivers in the corner of the end zone, and he's got great leadership.
As for Louisiana Tech, Sonny Dykes, the head coach. Lou, throughout his career, guy was known as a spread offensive wizard. But this year, this win streak has been built on special teams and especially hard-nosed, opportunistic defense.
Well, this is the best defense of Louisiana Tech in the last 20 years. And they're led by two great senior linebackers. But look at this. 76 tackles for loss, 32 sacks, 20 interceptions, 5 of them returned for a touchdown. In addition to that, they've recovered 9 fumbles. But the two great senior linebackers, you look at Adrian Cole. Now, this is the Defensive Player of the Year in the conference, along with another senior linebacker, Jay Butler. Now, together, they have over 200 tackles, 5 interceptions, but they're also the leadership, and that is the reason Louisiana Tech's here in a bowl game.
First time these schools have played. TCU does have familiarity with this bowl game. They're 2-0 here. We will see who will be flying high tonight. TCU's Gary Patterson, a chance to make school history tonight. Our Sam Steele will visit with Coach Patterson when we return for kickoff. Stay with us. Welcome back to San Diego. Gary Patterson, 108 wins at TCU, just one away from tying the school record. Moments ago, he caught up with our Samantha Steele.
Coach, TCU can't sneak up on anybody anymore. You're going up against an underdog tonight. What was your message of motivation for your guys?
Well, you got to play every ball game. You know, the team that wins bowl games is the team that wins bowl games. We know that. We knew about that last year, and we need to find out about it tonight.
You're facing a defense that's 3rd in the nation in picks, pick sixes, and has 10 guys with interceptions on the year. What's the best way to attack them?
Well, you got to be able to run the football, number one. Got to be able to score points. You can't allow them to get into passive situations. They've done a great job, and, you know, for us to win, we've got to be able to score one more point.
All right. Appreciate your time. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys?
All right. Thanks, Sam. And Louisiana Tech is coached by Sonny Dykes, his 2nd year there in Ruston. The big news this afternoon was that he signed a contract extension, and there were a lot of rumors flying around in the course of the last couple days that he was a strong leading candidate at Houston. So Dykes now locked up with the Bulldogs. They're very happy about that. 42 years old and the WAC Coach of the Year.
Joe, they should be extremely happy about that, Coach. Last year, 5-7, turned it around this year, 8 wins this year. I think it's a great decision to re-sign him.
Well, I think it's great that he chose to stay. You see so much disloyalty among coaches.
Yep.
Get one better offer, run off. Thank you, Coach Dyke.
If you're happy where you are, stay there.
Amen.
TCU won the toss. They defer to the second half. Louisiana Tech will receive. Evander Liggins and Quinton Patton back deep. And Ryan DiNucci to kick off and start the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. And Liggins is able to return it out past the 30-yard line, where we will get our first glimpse of Colby Cameron, who has won 5 straight games as the starter now, including a win at Ole Miss. Nothing flashy, a smart football player. He's gotten by not making costly mistakes. They started the year with Nick Isham, a 17-year-old true freshman who was injured mid-season, and Cameron has come in, and he's been the spark in the midst of this 7-game win streak leading to a WAC championship. They go with the reverse to open up the game with Patton. And Patton across to the 43-yard line. That was a gain of about 8.5 yards. He was taken down by Takaran Kuba.
Coach, I love to start a game off like this. Build some excitement with your football team. You know you've been practicing this all week. Take this ball, take it down there, get 9 yards on the play. Terrific blocking, but how about the quarterback out there getting a block?
Yeah, they did it from an unbalanced line, which they haven't shown much of this year.
So 2nd and 1. As empty backfield for Cameron. His first pass of the night is complete. And that is to Nick Isham. Just talked about Isham. He's the freshman quarterback. So quarterback to quarterback here in this bowl game.
Quentin Patton's the player that they want to go to offensively. He's the spark of their offense, the best player that they have on that side of the ball. And you look at their center, Stephen Warner, he is the glue of this offensive line. He's the leader. He'll call the cadence out there. And on defense, Stanley Mapanga, he is terrific. Keep an eye on him. 9 sacks on the season. He loves to get to the quarterback and put pressure on him.
They go with the inside screen, and that is blown up right away. A loose ball. They're going to rule it incomplete, as that was Tank Carter, the fine linebacker through the years for TCU, who just blew up that play. They were trying to get it connected with Patton.
Well, this is just a great play recognition. He comes in there. I love the way he tackled, put his head in there, wrapped his arm, created a fumble, ruled incomplete.
Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year for the 2nd straight season was Carter. 2nd and 10 now at midfield for Louisiana Tech. Cameron with time over the top, and that is incomplete, just beyond Ikaro. Coverage came from Greg McCoy.
That's a nice job of body position by Greg McCoy, watching the wide receiver, but making sure his body's in position to make the play.
Outstanding effort there. One thing obvious, though, Mark, I think Louisiana Tech realizes how improved TCU is on defense since their opening game against Baylor, and they're doing different things. They're not trying to run the ball at them.
Patterson's team had a tough night that opening week against the eventual Heisman Trophy winner, but they have improved as the year's gone on. 3rd and 10 now. Here's Cameron, and that is incomplete, as it was just a little too high for Richie Casey.
Boy, what a great job of pass protecting, Mark. You've talked about the offensive line. That was tremendous against the blitz.
It was, and this offensive line's done a terrific job all year. They've only given up 24 sacks, and you look at what they've been able to do this year without a great running back with the injuries they've had there. But that's a play that your quarterback has to throw that ball and complete that ball, and your receiver has to make a play to come down with that.
So out comes Ryan Allen, the Ray Guy Award winner, as the nation's most outstanding punter. 37 punts inside the 20-yard line. Let's see if he can do it here against the Horned Frogs. And right on cue to the 1-yard line. The Ray Guy Award winner grabs the trophy and does that.
I was watching him be in warm-up, and he would stand on the 45 and down the ball on the 2. He'd stand on the other team 40, down on the 2. Tremendous.
Not only that, look at the hang time on this ball. This is his 21st punt inside the 10 on the season. And he put that ball up there nice and high and a long distance, and that's why he's the Ray Guy Award winner.
Well, I had to look up at his punt, and we're at the top of this stadium.
4.9 was his hang time there. Outstanding leg from Ryan Allen. So TCU out here, and we have some movement on the left side of the line. Todd Geerlings is our referee. Big Ten crew tonight.
Offsides. Contact by the defense. Number 70. 5-yard penalty. It remains 1st First down.
There is Casey Paul Hall, 6'5" sophomore, had 473 yards and 5 touchdowns in that upset of Boise State. So a little more breathing room this time, and they go with Ed Wesley, who was taken down for a loss, and that was Justin Goodman coming up from that corner spot.
And that's a terrific job by Goodman of just smelling the play, getting to the ball, reading it, and using his speed to get there. He's not going to be fooled on the play. Right there at the line of scrimmage, that's a nice tackle.
Well, they went on a quick count, and he tried to bounce it into the cornerback, and had nobody assigned to block Goodman.
Second and 7 now. Remember, it was the 5-yard penalty to open up that first down. Once again, they keep it on the ground with Wesley. Gives us a chance to look at our impact players.
Well, Josh Boyce is the go-to guy offensively. 56 receptions on the season, 9 touchdowns, averaging almost 17 yards a catch. Wayman James leads the running backs with 824 yards and 7.7 yards per carry, but they use 3 running backs at that position. And for Louisiana Tech on defense, this guy's the E.F. Hutton of their defense. Doesn't say a lot if he has a mouth full of words, but when you look at Matt Broha, 9.5 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks on the season. When he speaks, they all listen.
Second all-time in career sacks at Louisiana Tech. 3rd and 2. Tucker now in as the running back. Paul Hall to pass over the middle. Gets it. Oh, right off the hands to Sky Dawson. And let me tell you something, guys. This is a sprint champ on their track team. He was going to be off to the races.
The only thing that would have stopped him was the goalpost.
A terrific job of pass protection here. Nice job by Paul Hall, putting the ball exactly where you want it, in front of the wide receiver where he can catch it and take off.
Missed opportunity between Paul Hall and Sky Dawson. So the big 280-pound punter, Anson Kelton on. 280.
Was that before or after pregame?
And this is Craig Johnson on the return. I'll tell you, the punters are off to a good start.
Impressive.
We saw the Ray Guy Award winner nail him inside the 1, and then Kelton boots that one for 65 yards. Interesting haircut for the bowl game from Casey Paul Hall. He's actually had the long hair through much of his career.
You know, Lou does that for Christmas. He puts ESPN on the side of it.
Yeah, and then there's a Christmas tree on the other side.
And I tell you, I got tattoos also, Mark. I want to tell you, I put it on my forearm.
You got the sleeve working like that, Coach? Joe Tessitore, Lou Holtz, Mark May, and Sam Steele with you here at the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. Horned Frogs 2-0 in this bowl game. They beat Northern Illinois back in '06, and then there was that memorable game, the showdown with Boise State in 2008, that they won 17-16. Colby Cameron, who's a Southern California native, starting quarterback for Louisiana Tech, out for the 2nd time with his offense tonight. Hunter Lee on the carry. And a gain of about 3.5. Let's check in with Sam.
Guys, so much negative news in college football these days. How about something positive? Yesterday, I got to catch up with Louisiana Tech players Adrian Cole and Quentin Patton. They were 2 of 7 players on this team that met with all the kids from the Make-A-Wish Foundation just the other day. They said they were sitting in there, saw the list of what each kid's wishes were. One of them was Disney World. The other was a shopping spree. So they decided to give them their $300 Best Buy gift cards so they could use those to go buy something. The kids were incredibly touched. Quentin Patton actually almost missed kickoff because he was wheeling one of the Make-A-Wish Foundation kids off the field. This was not a PR stunt.
And what timing for Quentin Patton off of that story, who comes up with a 16-yard reception. I tell you, listen, it's been a rough year in our sport, especially considering all the news out of State College. I loved hearing about this week.
2 classy young men.
So a first down at the 48. Here's Cameron, and he gets it complete that time to David Grew, who's a lifelong friend of Colby Cameron's from California. They graduated high school together. Guy gave up on football, did Grew, wanted to be a firefighter, but Colby talked him into coming out to Louisiana Tech and trying out in spring ball, made the team, has been a contributor. Second and short now. Here's Hunter Lee, and Lee trying to get to that corner, and he picks up the first down.
Boy, Tony Franklin's really put together a nice game plan. The offensive coordinator for Louisiana Tech. He's mixing up very well, Mark.
And he always has, even in his past when he was at Troy. He was one of those names out there that people would talk about. He's done a terrific job. He does a lot more with less talent, and he puts people in the right position to exceed. And here's a terrific situation when you've got the fourth-team walk-on running back turning it up and getting that first down.
First down, just short of the 40 now. Empty backfield for Cameron. Takes a shot downfield, crowded down there, and he's unable to connect with Jakari Jackson. Two receivers and two defensive backs running side by side.
Now, Mark, we have done TCU in this bowl game a couple times, but look at this replay here. Just great coverage, great throw.
So you call that great coverage over the top of his head like that?
Hey, but the protection's what impressed me. I've seen Texas Christian, they put pressure on the passer.
2nd and 10 as Lee joins Cameron in the backfield here. Cameron looks over. Tony Franklin, the offensive coordinator. Play clock running down. And we're going to get a timeout called by Sonny Dykes and the Bulldogs. We will step aside. It'll be 2nd and 10 when we return to San Diego.
ESPN College Football, the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl, is brought to you by San Diego County Credit Union. It's not big banking, it's better. Bridgepoint Education, providing innovative solutions that advance learning. Vonage, sounds good. And American Airlines, traveled over 250 cities and 40 countries on American Airlines.
See if Louisiana Tech will be fearing that frog tonight. Joe Tessitore, Lou Holtz, Mark May, Sam Steele with you here at the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Cameron gets it complete for a first down and more to Quinton Patton.
Boy, was this a great throw. It was one of those back shoulder throws against bump and run. The defender could not see the ball.
And a terrific call by offensive coordinator Tony Franklin. But look at the protection that Colby Cameron gets on this play. He's able to stand tall in the pocket to back shoulder throw. Terrific job by Quinton Patton of being alert. He knows when that ball's going to be there. Picks it up for the first down.
28-yard reception. He had 74 catches on the year, over 1,100 yards. Cameron to the end zone, and that was almost intercepted. Cuba made a good play on it.
Tremendous job of breaking on the ball by Cuba.
This is one of those balls, I think, if you're Colby Cameron, you don't want to force it in there because the quickness of the defensive secondary right there breaking on the ball, there's no chance to fit that ball in there.
2nd and 10 now. Cameron looks over. 4 receivers and Lee as the lone back flanking him. Lee's an interesting story, former walk-on running back who earned a scholarship. Cameron going to try to tuck it, run it, able to turn the corner, and then was forced out by Tank Carter.
Well, he was 157 yards rushing the football this year as a quarterback, and gives him a second threat. But Tank Carter's such a great linebacker, you know, All-American on some of the teams.
I love his range and his instincts. Going out there, presses the receiver off, comes back, looks at the play, breaks on the quarterback, knocks him out of bounds. It's just instincts that he has, terrific instincts.
Met his family in the hotel before the game. They're all excited and proud of him.
He was the defensive MVP of the Rose Bowl a year ago. 3rd and 9. Need to get inside the 3-yard line for a first down. He's thinking more than that, though. But he overthrows the intended target, Talib Ikaro.
You can throw the ball all you want, Mark, but there comes a time where you got to win the battle up front and force your will on the other team by running the football, and you as an offensive line player would know that.
You're absolutely right, Coach. They have to respect the running game, and they haven't run it enough to get the respect from TCU, particularly in 3rd and long situations or even 2nd and mid situations.
So out comes Matt Nelson for the 29-yard attempt. He's been mentored by former Bulldog kickers like Josh Scobie, Matt Stover, Chris Bonio, and he gives them the lead. Flag comes down at the 10, so we will check on that. Remember, it was 4th and 9 as the down and distance.
That was a late flag.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Number 96 defense. That will take the points off the board. It's an automatic first down, Louisiana Tech.
That'll drive Gary Patterson absolutely crazy. Chuck Hunter, backup nose tackle who plays special teams, with a 15-yarder to give Louisiana Tech the first down.
Right there in the middle of the line of scrimmage, you can see it. His head rears back, his hands are under his face mask. Good call by the officiating crew.
Excellent call. That's what you call a foolish penalty.
Now you've got to run the ball for Louisiana Tech at least once in this series.
Watch out for number 91 in motion. That's Matt Broha, defensive lineman, who's checked in now on offense. They run it up the middle, and Hunter Lee, not much there, just gets over the 5-yard line.
And even if you're stuffed in a situation like this, at least the defense has to respect the run.
Well, when we say run the ball, we didn't mean to the line of scrimmage. We meant further forward, a little bit further. But, you know, they're running an unbalanced line, Mark, and they haven't done that a great deal.
2nd and goal. They show a little pistol here. To pass now. Cameron to the end zone. Threw it up among 5 players, and Acaro could not come down with it.
I know if your guy's not open, throw it to the back of the end zone by the goalpost, but there are just too many defenders and too many bodies in that area.
There you're going to see a replay of this. Pretty good protection, good run fake on it here. But look how many defenders are
Too many bodies back there.
I've always felt, Mark, if the ability to run the option on the goal line is the best advantage you could possibly have. And not enough people do it today, and that's why we have so many problems running the football inside the 10.
3rd and goal now. They took points off the board for this opportunity after the 15-yarder. Back of the end zone, and that is incomplete. He was trying to find David Grew. So Matt Nelson will come back out with another field goal attempt.
There, you're going to see an ISO on this. And the problem is they're only rushing 3 guys. They're dropping back 7 and 8 guys, and that's just hard to throw it in that little space, like trying to complete a pass in the phone booth.
Terrific body position by Tank Carter, the linebacker, in that situation. But the offensive line for Louisiana Tech's doing a spectacular job of keeping the jersey of Colby Cameron, their quarterback, clean in this game.
So deja vu all over again for Matt Nelson. This time he's good from 23. It's always nice this time of the year. The bowl season underway, and Capital One Bowl Week continues Thursday on ESPN with the Mako Bowl Las Vegas. Arizona State, Boise State, the Mako Bowl Las Vegas, Thursday at 8 Eastern. Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN, ESPN3, and also streaming live on WatchESPN.com. So this will be the final college game in the career of Kellen Moore. Last night, the 3 of us were sitting there in our meeting having a little bite to eat and saying, what will be the legacy of Kellen Moore? How will he be remembered? 49 wins, most all time.
Well, I think he's got to be remembered as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time because of his achievements in a non-AQ conference to win some of those great games. You look at some of those games against Oregon, against Georgia, against Virginia Tech, leading his team to BCS games. That was kind of unheard of until the last 4 or 5 years.
Oh, that was impressive. But yet, 20 years from now, they're going to be saying, now, Grandpa, he did all that? Because here's why. They didn't play on ESPN. They didn't play on national TV very much. In addition to that, they did not play in a major conference. So, and he didn't make All-American, but he had a great career.
And now this is McCoy on the return. He is very dangerous in the return game. And McCoy is able to get out to the 34-yard line. So tomorrow night, Arizona State against number 7 Boise State. 8 o'clock on ESPN. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Tom Rinaldi will have the call. of the final college game of Kellen Moore, a guy who knows all about the success of his TCU team.
You've seen him a few times in his career, and they've always been close battles.
Fought a loss here in the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl against TCU back in 2008 against them. And of course defeated by them, their lone loss this year up on the blue turf. Wayman James now on the pitch, and James out to the 41-yard line.
You know, going back to Kellen Moore, a lot of people think because of his height, he's vertically challenged, that he won't make an NFL prospect. I disagree with that. The guy's a winner. He's a competitor. I think he'll get drafted late, or he'll definitely be in NFL camp because of his moxie, because he finds ways to win.
He's very accurate, and he's got great peripheral vision.
Flag comes in as they set up for 2nd and 4.
I think Broha was a little anxious.
First down. Offsides. Defense. Number 91. 5-yard penalty results in an automatic first down.
Now he was out there in that goal line offensive package, lining up as an H-back, and now playing defense for the Bulldogs. So it will be a first down out to the 46. I'm going to ask you more about Kellen Moore right after this. First down as Paul Hall goes empty backfield here. They tried to go with the inside screen to Carter, but that was blown up right away. So Kellen Moore, you see the, real glossy resume. 4th all-time in passing yards, the winningest quarterback. And you think there is a future on the next level. I mean, this is a quarterback-heavy draft with Luck and RG3 and potentially Barkley.
Absolutely. If he goes to the right team, like a New Orleans, like a Drew Brees type, he can make those short passes extremely accurate with the football. That's what you're looking for in the NFL. Forget all the numbers and all the combines and that stuff. I want a quarterback that can win.
After this play, I want to make a comment, if I'm allowed.
2nd and 10. You're allowed, Coach. Complete there for a first down as he connects with Logan Brock, fine-looking tight end. What do you have on Kellen Moore?
Well, I think this. People say, well, he's too short. He's been that size all his life. His feet touch the ground. He's used to throwing between defenders. He's playing against defensive linemen who are 6'4", 6'5". I think he's very accurate. He's got great peripheral vision. He's very intelligent. He'll be a coach someday, but I also think he'll be a backup in the NFL. Steve Berline played 15 years in the NFL as a backup. That way you don't get beat up, you don't get hurt, but you collect the check.
You better learn how to carry a clipboard.
There's a guy with the measurables. Paul Hall goes 6'5", strong arm, big frame, super athletic. Matthew Tucker now trying to get to that edge. Picked up a good block. A flag is down as Matthew Tucker just shreds inside the 10-yard line. We will see if it stands up. Flag all the way back at the 43.
That's in the holding area.
Oh.
Personal foul.
Personal foul.
Face mask. Number 55 offense. 15-yard penalty. We will repeat. First down.
It's one of the most experienced linemen they have. Their left guard, Kyle Dooley, a former walk-on who has had 39 career starts in his TCU days.
There are some great advantages to playing when I did, Mark. They didn't have face masks when I did high school. You didn't have to worry about grabbing it. You had the old leather helmet, that's all.
Right there, you've got to watch your hand placements. That's the one thing about offensive linemen. Keep your hands tight. Those things don't happen. Keep them between the shoulder pads. You don't get called for penalties.
Good helmets back at Kent State back in the day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Were they leather?
You could fold them. They were Hutchinson headgear.
They may have been clay, hardened in the sun back then, Mark. So that negated a 38-yard run. And instead, they go underneath to Sky Dawson. Ball at midfield, but they need to get to the 33-yard line, so it's 2nd and 17.
Well, there's one thing at Louisiana Tech. You know, at one time, they were 1-3. They won their last 7 games. You look at the turnover difference. They've created turnovers on defense. You look at TCU, they protected the ball pretty much this year, but they're making foolish penalties that's hurting them, Mark.
3-by-1 receivers for Paul Hall. to the near side and was trying to get to an outstretched Cam White. So it'll make for a 3rd and 17. One of the better third down conversion teams in the country, Coach.
54% for the year is unheard of. You know, if you're at 40, 42, that's very good. But I want to tell you something. You aren't going to be 54% when you're 3rd and 18.
Not only that, you look at defensive coordinator Tommy Spangler for this Louisiana Tech defense. They don't do a lot of blitzing. They get the quarterback with 4 down. They rotate their top 4 defenders, keep them fresh, make sure their legs are going upfield so they can put pressure on the quarterback.
Here's Paul Hall on 3rd and 17. The screen, and it's incomplete. Could not connect with Ed Wesley. So that 38-yard run brought back with the penalty, and then the offense fizzles out.
This is a TCU team that I'm surprised thus far in this game they haven't been able to establish the run with Ed Wesley and Matthew Tucker, Wayman James, terrific running backs that have done it the entire season long.
But they ran it once, got 8 yards. They had the long run, got a penalty on that. They haven't given it a chance. But also, look at this. Who wants to be here? Who has something to prove?
Here's Kelton. He's got a big leg, good directional punter as well. And it takes a bounce, a good TCU bounce inside the 10. Remember, he did that to Wisconsin twice last year in the Rose Bowl. He was key in that victory. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Snapdragon Stadium, where Louisiana Tech leads TCU 3-0. Guys, we've been talking about Quinton Patton all game, and for good reason, but you wouldn't know it. The guy is playing on a high right ankle sprain. He didn't even practice at all in Ruston, just started practicing this week when he got to San Diego. When we talked to Coach Franklin about him this week, he said he's one of those players that still hasn't reached his potential, and he doesn't even understand how much he has. He said he's one of those guys when he's running those deep routes, sometimes he'll be thinking, don't do that. Oh, he got it. Okay, good job. Good job.
He's had a good year dealing with that bad ankle at the end of the regular season, Sam, but good contributor. Had a nice catch earlier tonight. And see if Louisiana Tech will look his way here. First down inside the 10. Cameron does get it complete this time to Miles White. Let's check in with Wendy Nix. Wendy.
Joe, thank you. We check in with college basketball on ESPN2. Texas at North Carolina. Here's Kendall Marshall with the ball to James Michael McAdoo for the dunk. McAdoo has 8 points, 67-50. North Carolina with the lead.
Of course, Texas will be represented with their football team here in the Bridgepoint Education Holiday Bowl on the 28th of December. That was overthrown as Cameron was off the mark looking for Grew again. They got Cal, Texas coming up on Wednesday, December 28th here in this stadium. Cal finished the year on an up note. Texas, of course, had that season finale against Baylor when Robert Griffin III declared himself the Heisman winner. 3rd and 5 now for Louisiana Tech. Empty backfield for Cameron. Let's see if they get after him. They only rush 4. And he gets it complete for a first down as White is able to get out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
Coach, this is perfect execution offensively. It starts with the offensive line, giving quarterback Colby Cameron perfect protection. From that point on, it's him reading the defense, making a quick decision with the ball and getting it out of his hands.
Well, what was nice is they caught TCU in a zone defense, and the guy dragging underneath was wide open.
Hunter Lee. And Lee tries to fight his way to the 25-yard line. This is a young man in Hunter Lee from Flower Mound, Texas, that when Louisiana Tech approached him, he hadn't received a Division I-A scholarship. He led the 5A district down in Texas in rushing. Their starting running back, Lennon Creer, out for the year with an ankle injury. Their number 2, Ray Holly, out for the year with a back injury. Number 3, out for the year. So they turn to Hunter Lee, and he's delivered.
You can succeed when nobody believes in you. You have no chance to succeed if you don't believe in yourself, and Hunter Lee believed he could play major college football.
2nd and 8, and complete for a first down again to Miles White. And White crosses the 40 to the 43, tackled by Ross Forrest.
If TCU does not start disrupting the passer, they're going to have a long evening.
Miles White does a terrific job here. Not only that, it all starts with the protection. I'll get to that. But right here on the stop, he turns around. The ball's there. Once he catches the ball smart, turns up the field, beats the defender, gets some positive yardage after that.
First down run this time by Lee, and Lee able to stay on his feet, crossing midfield, and a hard-earned first down. I want to ask you guys a question because this came up this week, and Gary Patterson did have some concern about motivation. Described one of the recent practices as like pulling teeth. Louisiana Tech very much wants to be here.
Yep.
TCU was playing in the Rose Bowl a year ago.
No doubt. Plus TCU saying, hey, we should be in a BCS game instead of Virginia Tech. But that's not the way it turns out.
See how inspired and tough Louisiana Tech is playing early on here. Let's check in with Sam for more on Gary Patterson.
Guys, along that same note, I've been on the TCU sideline for the past few minutes. It's just pretty flat down here. And I know Gary talked about that all week, the importance of motivation. I asked him about it in pregame. It seemed like it wasn't going to be a problem, but this is a very quiet sideline right now.
And a first down for the Bulldogs as they continue to run the ball with success. Hunter Lee to the 35. Looks like he's just about 2 feet short of that line to make.
Did we say that Hunter Lee was the 4th team walk-on true freshman running back? And this is how he's running it. And, Coach, we talked about establishing the run in this game. This is what they have to do for Louisiana Tech. Once TCU respects the running game of Louisiana Tech, then they can throw the ball more effectively.
Lee again, and once again a good run and another first down. The ball came loose at the end, and TCU's DJ Yendry jumps on it. Nice. Just when Louisiana Tech had everything rolling their way.
Why they went 1-3 was the turnovers they have. Here we're going to see a great hit. Watch this hit by Johnny Fobbs.
Watch number 21, the free safety Fobbs, as he comes up, puts that shoulder right into the ball.
That's phenomenal effort on both sides of the ball by Lee, also running with the ball, trying to get the extra yardage for Louisiana Tech.
But you still got to protect the football. But what a nice job of recovering the fumble. You lay on the ground, you tuck the ball, you don't jump on the ball and have it squared out.
So Paul Hall comes out, 5 receivers, and he gets it complete to David Porter, number 14, wearing Andy Dalton's old jersey, the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals, who brought TCU so much success over the last 4 years.
That's a great job of the offensive line of TCU. They ran an ET stunt, the end down, the tackle around. The offensive line saw it, picked it up, and gave their quarterback, Casey Paul Hall, terrific protection.
You have to be impressed with both quarterbacks' poise, but also with the protection.
Paul Hall's going to keep it himself. Good run by Paul Hall to the 42. Had a blocker in front. Pulled it from the belly and jetted right upfield.
What's impressed me about him is not only him throwing the football, but the athleticism that he has. Not just running the football, but his feet in the pocket, Coach.
Yes, and talking to Coach Patterson, I said, were you surprised with Casey's progress? He said, not really. He has been in the program. This is his 3rd year. He's a sophomore, but was also redshirted, learned a great deal from Andy Dalton. You can see Coach Patterson a little concerned.
First down at the 41. Here's James this time, breaks a tackle, gets to the near side, turns on the Jets. Flag is down as James is down to the 15-yard line.
Here's a young man that averaged 7.7 yards per try.
Look at this strong run at 5'8", built low to the ground, 203 pounds, has the strength and the ability to elude tackles.
But once again, Mark,
number 86, 10-yard penalty. We will repeat, first down.
This just tells you that TCU right now is not involved in the game mentally. You know, they just had a 27-yard run negated before they had another 38-yard run called back.
Mentally, they've got to get back into this game and focus on the little things. After being off for a while, they had some time off, the practices. Now they've got to get back in a playing speed in the groove of playing a game.
1st and 16. Pressure on Paul Hall as he launches it up, and it is caught as he's able to connect with Josh Boyce.
Wow, what a catch.
Just a tremendous catch. Caught him in one-on-one defense. We're going to say this again. He almost gets sacked. No, watch that pressure coming from the left. He just gets rid of it. One-on-one. Nice job there positioning the receiver.
And a fabulous job of getting your body in front of the defender where only you can catch the ball by Josh Boyce. That's why on the season he's got 56 receptions. That's his 57.
1 second later, that's a sack, possibly a fumble.
I.K. Enumkali was coming in hard against Casey Paul instead of first down at the 13. Matthew Tucker straight up the middle, powering his way inside the 10, close to the 7-yard line, tackled by Jay Dudley.
And out of the 3 backs that TCU uses, Ed Wesley, Matthew Tucker, Wayman James, Tucker's the biggest one, 218 pounds. So you probably see him closer and closer and more as they get closer and closer to the goal line. He's got 11 touchdowns on the season.
26 for his career. He just knows how to find the end zone.
Well, the offense is geared to being physical, and that's what you need inside the 10, 15-yard line. And they got 6 yards on just one run.
I love those 3 backs. Keep them fresh. Keep those legs fresh.
First quarter, counting down.
That's the end of the first quarter. The score, Louisiana
TCU trying to take the lead here. Louisiana Tech had good momentum before that fumble.
Today is the day. It's the day that I have always dreamed of forever. When you call me the champ of the world.
We welcome you back to the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Week. Joe Tessitore, Lou Holtz, Mark May, Sam Steele. Number 18 TCU getting a test in that first quarter by a gritty Louisiana Tech team. See if they can capitalize off the turnover moments ago, but Matthew Tucker finding the sledding a little tough there in the middle. That was Justin Ellis with the tackle.
Had he not slid down, he might have gained 4 or 5 yards.
It'll make for a 3rd and 5. They can get a first down just inside the 4-yard line. Casey Paul pumps, then goes to the end zone. He was looking for Josh Boyce, his favorite target, but he was covered well by Justin Goodman.
Well, Coach, as that former defensive back coach, tell us, Justin Goodman, what did he do on this play to make it successful for the defense?
Well, what he did, number one, he pinned the receiver, made sure that he stayed over his upfield shoulder and positioned himself where he could play the ball. We had a defensive back, South Carolina, named Andre Goodman, who played very similar. As a matter of fact, he starts for Denver now as a defensive back in the NFL.
Ross Evans is a perfect 9 for 9 inside of 40 yards this year. And Evans ties things up here. So the fumble turns into 3 for the Horned Frogs. Louisiana Tech fans looking for a bowl win and a big upset. They've won 7 straight. Coach Sonny Dykes signed a contract extension today. And they played well in that first quarter against TCU. Moments ago, TCU getting on the board to tie this game early on in the second. This is Liggins now on the return. And Levander Liggins gets the sideline and out to the 40. Let's check in with Wendy Nix in a Sports Center right now.
Joe, thank you. Boxing champion Floyd Mayweather Jr. Perfect 42-0 in the ring, but he's now been sentenced to 90 days in jail after pleading guilty to a reduced battery domestic violence charge. The case stemming from an incident with his ex-girlfriend. And the Lakers say Kobe Bryant will not play in tonight's preseason finale. An MRI has revealed a torn ligament in his right wrist. Joe?
All right, Wendy, of course, NBA gets underway on Christmas Day on ABC and ESPN as Quentin Patton able to get it across midfield. The reception good for a first down. How about this Louisiana Tech offense against what has been one of the best defenses in recent college football history?
Well, they're moving the football. They've got 135 yards total in the first quarter, but I like Hunter Lee, the running back. He was establishing the run in that second quarter until he fumbled the football.
And now Cameron just gashing TCU inside the 35. I mean, what we've seen in recent years out of TCU's defense does not look like this. There's the moment with Lee that you referred to, Mark.
Well, he has a first down, and all of a sudden, Coach comes up, creates a turnover, and that was tremendous momentum, but now they're encouraging him.
I love the team members coming up to him saying, don't worry about it, we got you covered, we're going to hang in there, just keep your head up, forget about that fumble, let's move on.
And just like that, back down to the 32. Lee spins out of trouble in the backfield and gains about a yard, tackled by Stanley Maponga.
You look at that and it's just a 1.5 yard gain, but it could have been and it should have been a 4-yard loss. That was a terrific job of concentrating. He protected the ball that time and getting positive yardage out of a bad play.
TCU has led the nation in defense in 5 of the last 11 years. There was a big drop off this year. Louisiana Tech able to move the ball well early on here. Cameron complete inside the 10 and reaching out is Icaro down to the 4-yard line. What an effort by Talib Icaro over Greg McCoy, their best cornerback.
This is a great catch. And let's remember earlier in the ball game, the wide receiver, Sky Dawson, dropped a short touchdown pass wide open. He goes up and takes it away from the defender.
Not only that, catching the ball at the highest point, going up with his fingertips and coming down with that reception.
Hunter Lee now nowhere to go against David Johnson, the nose tackle.
I think this is an area, Coach, where maybe they run a little screen, a little dump off to the back, because they haven't done that. They've been throwing the ball into the end zone, into multiple coverages all at the same time when they get inside the 20.
Plus, Kobe Cameron can run an option.
Gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets everybody set, and then looks over. 2nd and goal. Cameron sprints to the near side, looking over his options, going to run it himself. And he is forced out of bounds that time by Kenny Kane. And he's able to get to the 2-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from there.
And Coach, on this play, watch Hunter Lee, the running back 36. Watch the block that he's going to get out here. He's reading the defense, a terrific block on the defense bench, Stanley Maponga. It releases your quarterback, Colby Cameron, to pick up positive yardage. Now you're inside the 3-yard line.
Now you got a chance.
3rd and goal, 4 receivers. Cameron to the corner. Quentin Patton incomplete, they say. They took their time, and then they said Quentin Patton was unable to stay in the end zone.
We need to see a replay of that one, because whenever the officiating crew takes their time, it means, well, we're not really sure about that one.
Boy, when you got the ball on the 2-yard line, Mark, you look at it and say, let's take 2 downs here.
That's the ball.
Well,
touchdown.
Left foot looks to be down.
That's a touchdown.
That's a tremendous effort by Patton. They're going to have to take a look at this.
The previous play is under further review.
I call that catch, foot down, dragging across, touchdown.
Well, from the one view, I agree with you. From that view, I thought it was inconclusive. And if it's inconclusive, they are going to give it to him.
Steve Newman is our replay official here tonight. We've got a Big Ten crew working this San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. You know, and Patton is, as we said earlier, one of the feel-good stories. This is a young man who donated his gift card that the bowl gives out to the Make-A-Wish Foundation this week.
Here you're going to see a replay of it again. You know, they didn't have replay when I was coaching. I'm on the side. That official's taking the game away from us. They don't like us. They don't believe in us. They're anti-Catholic or anti-South Carolina, whatever else the case may be. Now that you have replay, you know you're going to get it.
They didn't have cameras when you play. Replay.
They didn't have video, but we had still cameras.
You know, we have Jim LaPatina in the booth with us, our officiating expert.
I call it a touchdown.
And he is telling us, yes, this should be reversed, saying there would be indisputable video evidence proving that the call on the field was wrong, and it will be a touchdown. We'll see what they come up with.
How about the effort by Quinton Patton on this play? Not only that, he's coming off a bad ankle. He didn't even practice when they were in Louisiana. He got here, practiced, limped around, has a high ankle sprain, taped it up. He's out there giving 110%.
Will somebody say something nice about Colby Cameron? That was a great throw. He put it the only place.
Here's a look at that catch in real time. Watch the foot.
After review, the receiver did get a foot down and controlled the ball. The result of the play is a touchdown.
So they reverse the call, and Louisiana Tech gets the touchdown pass to Quinton Patton on the board.
It's nice they got it right.
And that's the only thing that instant replay is all about, getting it right. That's why I love to have it, because if there's a bang-bang play like that that's tough to see, they can go back and take another look at it.
Plus, it gives us time to talk.
Yes.
You never mind that, do you?
No way.
And Matt Nelson adds the extra point. And the number 18 team in the land is trailing by a score now. Quinton Patton able to stab that foot down. Great effort as Louisiana Tech is playing some good football here in San Diego. Quinton Patton taking a seat there after scoring on the touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone. Sam told you about the bad ankle he's been dealing with since the end of the regular season, but he is off to a good start here in San Diego. Short kick fielded at the 38-yard line. Capital One Bowl Week continues Saturday. It is the Sheridan Hawaii Bowl on ESPN. You got Nevada meeting up with Conference USA champ Southern Miss. The Sheridan Hawaii Bowl, Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN, ESPN Radio, and ESPN3. Mark Jones, Ed Cunningham get the assignment out there on the beach. What were you saying about the Sheridan Hawaii Bowl last night?
I wanted to do the bowl game, but I wouldn't let me. I wanted to go to Hawaii. Hawaii's my favorite state. I could have seen the president over there. Maybe rode with them.
That's coming up on Christmas Eve. Paul Hall, first down, pressure, and barely able to escape it for a gain of a yard. That was John L. White tracking him down.
This is a terrific job by the front four of Louisiana Tech. They're only going to rush 3 or 4 guys, but they're going to rotate all 8 defenders into. They play a 4-down line, get into the quarterback. They don't have to blitz, just pressure on the outside and make it Casey Paul Hall step up, and a terrific job of John L. White of running him down, tripping him up for the short gain.
2nd and 9 at Wesley. And Wesley is met and sent back a bit that time by Shaquille Lucas. He's developing well, the sophomore defensive tackle.
This is a very solid defensive football team for Louisiana Tech. You know, they did have 32 sacks during the course of the year and 20 interceptions. That's unbelievable. 20 interceptions, and 5 of them were returned back for a touchdown.
Remember earlier we said that TCU's offense is number 2 in the country in 3rd down conversion?
Yep.
They're 0 for 3 tonight. Here they face a 3rd and 5. Paul Hall. And that ball is incomplete as he could not connect with the diving Josh Boyce.
Defensive coordinator Tommy Spangler's defense has done a fabulous job tonight against the offensive TCU. But looking back, during their 7-game win streak, they gave up just under 15 points a game. So this defense has a lot of confidence.
Well, this is the best defense that Louisiana Tech's had since 1992. That was 20 years ago. They're playing together, and they got 2 great linebackers. Of course, Adrian Cole and Jay Dudley, over 200 tackles.
So Kelton, who's about the size of a left tackle, comes on to punt again. And that ball is muffed. The ball is loose and finally picked up that time, but driven all the way back to the 5-yard line was Terry Carter, defensive back who also plays special teams and had the heads up to jump on that.
What players have to understand, even though you signal fair catch, you do not have to catch it. Anytime you feel you don't have that ball under control, get away from it. But his own player sort of runs into him, Mark.
It's Craig Johnson who was trying to field that punt. Got away from him a bit.
You know what football's about? Communication first.
Absolutely, and awareness. You cannot minimize awareness in a football player. Now they're looking to see you cannot advance a muff punt.
That's right.
I know that applies to the defense, but now we're going to find out whether it applies to the offense as well.
Gary Patterson over there looking to see a spark from his team.
The receiver gave a fair catch signal. Therefore, once Louisiana Tech controlled the ball was dead. It's dead at the spot of possession. First down.
So that benefits Louisiana Tech because once they did possess the ball, they were driven back.
Yep.
Yes. So now I know. Now I know. And
Sonny Dykes, second year at Louisiana Tech, talked about the fact that nobody gave him a chance this year, but his team has come on strong as the year continued. WAC champs and playing tough tonight and completing that out to the 34-yard line to Richie Casey is the more confident Colby Cameron, who came in midseason and has led this team to 5 straight wins as the starter. 19-yard reception there.
Whenever you give a quarterback that much time and that much space in the pocket, Coach, good things are going to happen.
Oh, absolutely, Mark. You've got to be able to disrupt the quarterback's timing and rhythm, but he has no pressure.
Hunter Lee in motion now before joining Cameron in the backfield on 1st and 10. He gets the call. Picked up a very good block that time by the receiver Casey and was able to get to the 39.
Now, folks, people signal in plays, but they always have 3 guys, and you got to know which one's live. That way you cannot get the signal and read them. Look at us. Boy, I'll tell you, that's poetry and mud. I don't know which one's live. Tell me what we're running, Mark.
Okay, steal second base.
I think that's the shell game they play on the streets of Brooklyn. Hunter Lee. And Lee has it right near the sticks in the line to make. Let's go back and look at the signals. Tony Franklin, the offensive coordinator. There they go. Which one is it, Coach?
I can't tell, but sometimes they'll change it from quarter to quarter. Folks, that happens for every football team. That's just not Louisiana Tech. Everybody does it.
When I get confusion like that, get the one in the middle.
3rd and short, and Lee gets the first down and is out to midfield. Hunter Lee has been running hard tonight. Had the one mistake, the fumble, when they were going downhill against this TCU defense. But he's off to a good first half here against the Horned Frogs.
Boy, great job with the offensive line. Nice job running here. Let's remember, TCU was 29th in the country in defense against the run. And Louisiana Tech's done a nice job on offense. 69 yards rushing already, 154 passing. Wow.
First down at midfield. Cameron. And this is complete to the 40-yard line to Miles White. Miles White, who started his career at Michigan State, ran into a bit of trouble there, transferred, went JUCO, and then made his way to Louisiana Tech.
I really like the way offensive coordinator Tony Franklin is mixing it up, running the ball, keeping the quarterback in the pocket, throwing it, having him roll out, throwing the football, keeping the defense on their heels.
Absolutely. And it's obvious Louisiana Tech really wants to be here.
139 more total yards for the Bulldogs against the number 18 team in the country. Cameron complete again for a first down, this time to Icaro.
Well, TCU has made a living playing man coverage and some zone, but that was always predicated upon great pass rushers, which they always had. They could not get it now.
They get right up to the line of scrimmage, wasting no time trying to keep that momentum. Inside handoff goes to Lee, and look at Lee down to the 22-yard line. As we told you earlier, a true freshman A former walk-on who instantly earned a scholarship when he was thrown into action as the #4 tailback on the depth chart. They lost their first 3 running backs, all out for the year. Nowhere to go that time. Good pursuit by the front 4 of TCU. It was Ray Burns who came in with the tackle against Lee.
That's one thing about Hunter Lee that he has to understand as a freshman. You can't run laterally against a speed defense. Once you see a hole or a crease, turn it up and get positive yardage.
One of the best defensive coaches around right there, Gary Patterson.
Well, and Dick Bumpus, the defense coordinator, worked with him. Coach for me in Notre Dame. Wonderful coach, wonderful person.
3rd and 3 now. Middle screen. They come back. It was well covered that time. Tank Carter, the first to get in there. And John Lewis cleaned it up.
Remember I talked about instincts of Tank Carter?
Yeah.
Just a football player, just smelling plays out right here. He's not tricked on this play. He knows what his keys and his reads are. What a terrific play of disrupting this play.
Read that tunnel screen all the way. Matt Nelson made from 23 earlier tonight. This will be from 43. And it hit the post. So a missed opportunity for the Bulldogs.
ESPN College Football, the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl, is brought to you by Snapdragon Mobile Processors. Inside your smartphone beats the heart of a dragon. The Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event, where you can drive away in any new 2012 VW for practically just your signature. And Taco Bell, think outside the bun.
10-3 Louisiana Tech here in San Diego. Joe Tessitore, Lou Holtz, Mark May with you at the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. Wayman James, tough running. I like coming back from commercial there. We showed you some of the action on the sideline, taping up the digits. Kind of looks like your right hand there. To this day, right?
Hey, football players, you got to tough it out right there. You know what? If it's hurt, tape it up and go out there. You know, you used to tell the trainer, it hurts when I do this. You know what the trainer used to say? Don't do that.
Stop shaking it. 2nd and 1 now. Here is Wayman James. And he pushes ahead for a TCU first down.
It's like the player said, Doc, everywhere I touch it hurts. Doctor diagnosed and said, you got a broken finger. But let me tell you, the last 5 minutes of the half and the first 5 minutes of the third quarter are absolutely critical. If Louisiana Tech can stay strong, these last 5 minutes and the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, most critical part of the game.
42 plays to just 21 for TCU, but only a 7-point margin. This is Jonathan Jones, and Jones gets it to the 40-yard line.
You know, Sam was right when she reported earlier that TCU looked flat. Look at the players, not bouncing around, not slapping each other on the back after they get a first down or catch a ball. It's just kind of lethargic right now, moving around.
Well, things aren't going real well for you. It's hard to be enthusiastic when things aren't going well. Everybody can play when the band's playing, crowds cheering, TV lights are on and you're ahead. Now's where you got to reach down.
It's a team that had back-to-back BCS experiences and thought maybe they could get there this year. That was Ed Wesley. He'll be 2 yards short, so it'll be 3rd and 2.
One of the reasons I think they're running the ball right now, Mark, is they're trying to make sure their defense gets some reps.
Yep.
Their defense has been on that field a long time today.
And plus, I think what happens here is Gary Patterson wants to lean on the offensive line, say, look, we got a terrific running game. We haven't been able to establish the run in this game. Let's go back to our bread and butter to see if they could stop us.
Well, let's see if that Louisiana Tech defense that has had such a good year can come up with another 3rd down stop here against TCU. 0 for 4 on 3rd down conversions, the Horned Frogs. Pahal to pass, and that is incomplete.
Boy, they had him open.
Yeah, Josh Boyce, who's their best receiver this year.
You know, sometimes they tell you to look the ball in, but not into your helmet. Look it into your hands.
Yeah. And it's just one of those unfortunate things. His feet slips under him and doesn't quite able to look the ball in.
Gary Patterson seeing too much of Anson Kelton, his senior punter, who's back out there again. Craig Johnson back to return. Calls for the fair catch, and this time he does secure it. So the Bulldogs offense back out. 3.5 minutes till half when we return. There's Hunter Lee, running back for Louisiana Tech, already 55 yards tonight. Our drive recap is brought to you by Vonage. A couple of drives ago.
What a terrific,
right down the field.
What a terrific catch by Tali Vaquero right here. Look at the block on the outside by Hunter Lee, allowing the quarterback, Colby Cameron, to get to the outside inside the 3-yard line. And what a spectacular catch and body control by Quentin Patton here for the touchdown.
All 5 Louisiana Tech drives reach TCU territory so far. 27 of their 42 plays occurred in TCU's side of the field, and yet only a 10-3 lead. Here's Cameron, empty backfield over the middle, and that is complete to Nick Isham.
That was an all-out blitz, no safety, nothing. Going to make him throw the ball quickly, make the tackle, possibly get a sack or an interception.
Off the backup Isham coming back to that football.
True freshman starting quarterback as a 17-year-old for the first 4 games this year, and now getting time as a slot receiver tonight. 10 completions in a row for Colby Cameron. And it ends there, does the streak, as he overthrows David Grew. NBA is Christmas Day, back in action on ABC and ESPN. 2:30 Eastern, rematch of the finals. You got the Heat and the Mavs. 5 Eastern on ABC, Bulls, Lakers. 8 o'clock on ESPN, Magic, Thunder, and you're going to cap it with the new look Clippers. Everybody's so excited to see the Clippers and Chris Paul. 10:30 Eastern on ESPN. Third and 5 for Louisiana Tech. Motion on the right side of that line.
Ball start. Offense, number 78. 5 penalty. It remains 3rd down.
That was Jordan Mills. I played that position lots of times in the NFL and college. When you see that linebacker sneaking up, you smell blitz, and you want to rock back just to get a little bit of advantage. But unfortunately, he moved just a tad early.
TCU is going to blitz.
3rd and 10. See if they pin back those ears and get after Colby Cameron. Here they come. Lofts it up, and it's incomplete. And no flag down there as Ikaro was covered well by Barrett.
You knew they were going to blitz because remember last time it was 3rd and long. They played zone. They hit the receiver, drag it underneath. So you knew TCU wasn't going to allow that to happen again.
That is the first 3 and out by Louisiana Tech tonight.
15 first downs for Louisiana Tech and a half. Wow.
Impressive.
And Ryan Allen, one of their best weapons, the Ray Guy Award winner, is the most outstanding punter in the nation, launches this ball. And the fair catch at the 41. A flag is down all the way back at the 5-yard line. And we'll see if perhaps we get a running into the kicker call there. It was 4th and 10.
Foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense, number 29. 15-yard penalty results in an automatic 1st down.
That's huge.
Yeah, that really.
Joe Hasley, take a look as he comes in against Ryan Allen. You be the judge. 15-yarder?
I didn't think it was that flagrant. He slipped.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
He slipped. That's got to be running in. They can't be roughing.
No doubt about it. That's running into the kicker at best.
Roughing the kicker is if the guy does not have 2 feet on the ground, so to speak. But you know what? They called it.
So it's a 1st down for the Bulldogs at the 29. Good things happen when Ryan Allen is on the field. You get pinned inside the 1. You get 15-yarders that appear to be gifts. And here is Hunter Lee. And Lee out to the 31, tackled by Tank Carter.
I look at the coaches on the other sideline when something's happening. And I want to tell you, there's a little bit of a serious panic over there. And at halftime, TCU will get this straight.
Patterson calling out defensive calls for TCU. One of the best coaches over the last decade of college football. 108 wins at TCU, trying to tie the school record held by the legendary Dutch Meyer from the 1930s, who won national championships in Fort Worth. Cameron on a design quarterback run, and Cameron, as a couple of TCU defenders collide, gets out to the 37.
Johnny Fobbs getting up a little slow there.
Yeah, he's the one that caused the fumble previously, but watch out Cameron Lowe's. Oh. Well, they hit one another. Yeah, he almost fumbled the ball.
Ross Forrest, the 265-pound defensive end, came in and got the best of his teammate, Johnny Fobbs, who walks off here on 3rd and 2. They bring pressure, and that is intercepted by Greg McCoy. And McCoy with a good return as he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line, and prime position for TCU with 1:21 to go in the half.
TCU was playing man-free coverage, so he could gamble for the interception, knowing he had a safety man behind.
Not only gamble, Coach, he knew that he had one-on-one coverage here, and when that ball was in the air, he just broke right in front of the wide receiver. Look at the break right there. His eyes are on the football, gets the interception. That's a terrific job by Greg McCoy.
He had 1 interception this year, but he also had 5 passes broken up.
And this is a grad student, smart kid. That's his 7th career interception. Got some speed, too. He's supposed to be a 4.3 40 guy.
Yep, clocked him at 4.32 in the 40. And this time they are able to get to Josh Boyce. A big play by Greg McCoy from Woodrow Wilson High School. They're in Dallas, same high school that produced TCU's Heisman winner Davey O'Brien all the way back in 1938, and somebody you're very familiar with.
Oh,
about 50 years later, another Heisman winner, Tim Brown.
Oh, absolutely. But TCU has 3 timeouts left. They haven't used them yet.
Boyce gets it inside the 10. So under a minute to go, and it'll be a 1st and goal for Gary Patterson's bunch.
That's the 1st and goal, TCU on the 9-yard line.
Empty backfield for Paul Hall. That's Wesley in motion now joining him. He takes it right up the middle where he was met hard by Adrian Cole. 3 timeouts remaining. We'll see how Patterson manages this. And they do indeed use the timeout with a half-minute remaining. Trying to tie this game gives us the opportunity to check in with Wendy Nix with a look ahead to halftime.
Joe, thank you. Coming up on the H&R Block halftime report, Kellen Moore eyes career win number 50 in his college football finale. We'll head out to Las Vegas. Trevor Matich offers up his wild card on that Arizona State defense, plus an update on the health of Comey Bryant, who has a torn ligament in his right wrist. Joe?
All right, thanks, Wendy. So Wendy and Trevor coming up on the H&R Block halftime report. Greg McCoy with the interception moments ago. And TCU, who has kind of lingered in this first half, now with a chance to tie things up. And you see the struggles they had tonight when you compare it to the season. Fewest points in the first half was 10. Wesley, touchdown, Horned Frogs. Ed Wesley, straight up the middle.
The last 5 minutes of the second quarter is absolutely critical. But they punted the ball that had been in great shape on there for Louisiana Tech. Here we go see a replay. Mark Reed blocked it.
Fabulous job inside of the tackles running by Ed Wesley. But not only that, look at the offensive line. Getting the push helmet to helmet right there in the middle. Center gets a great job. And Ed Wesley does a terrific job of keeping his wit about him and not fumbling the football and taking it across the goal line for the score.
So they cash in off the turnover. We'll take a quick break and come back to San Diego. Super Frog a little happier now. TCU with 10 points off the 2 Louisiana Tech turnovers. Ed Wesley with a 7-yard touchdown run. Greg McCoy had the interception to set up his team. Louisiana Tech was moving the ball well against TCU. More total plays, total yardage, had things going their way, but a fumble and an interception and a tie game now. Here's Lavander Liggins. And Liggins able to cross the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And a mistake moments ago for that man, Colby Cameron.
And he's got to be a lot smarter with the football in that situation. He didn't read the coverage. He just turned and threw that football without seeing what it was and what was out there, Coach. And I think it's one of those instinct things where instead of read and react, he just reacted.
That was unusual because he had 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions coming into this game. Now it's 12-3.
If I'm Tony Franklin, why not take one shot at a trick play here, a special play?
Win at halftime 10-10 and make it a 30-minute game.
And now that's the look of things here as they run it harmlessly with Hunter Lee, and the clock continues to run down. Maponga and Johnson with the tackle that time.
Too conservative, Coach. You've got time on the clock. Throw it downfield once.
That's why I wear black wingtip shoes.
And you see Cameron gingerly walking off the field. Interesting first half in that Louisiana Tech fired off earlier, and then TCU came back late. Here's Sam.
Coach, obviously you'd like that pick back, but you're certainly not playing like an underdog. What's your focus going into the second half?
Well, we got to quit turning the ball over. That's the biggest thing. If we took care of the football, we'll be in good shape right now. And those 2 turnovers really hurt us. So we just got to take better care of the ball. Going
into the second, are there matchups that you like particularly?
Yeah, you know, we're running the ball well and we're playing fast. I think we're wearing them down a little bit. We just got to do a better job executing and not turn it over.
All right, I'll let you get in there. Thanks, Coach. Guys.
Sonny Dykes has a new contract today and a 10-10 tie with the 18th ranked Horned Frogs. Now let's head to the H&R Block halftime report.